I've also, of course, done 2 cruises, and this is. But
Yeah.
people are always asking me, "Is it perilous times?" I went, "No, you don't want to live. You don't want to be here when that happens."
Yeah. Yeah.
I've
You
seen
know,
glimpses of
No,
it, but we're
stop,
not. We still
quiet.
have so much left to live, and the living will be great. But what is going to happen, of course, I do know, is that it's time to. It's punishment time. What else can I say? I'm just going to say the word.
yeah.
Time for the evil and the wicked to be punished.
Wow. Okay. And we were just talking, just before this, they're talking about politics and stuff, and just move straight into the evil is going to be punished. Yeah. So that's great. That's great. That's what you want to hear from these people, from the pink hair lady, the pink hair Trump supporter lady. Is that the evil's going to be punished, right? My goodness. We're going to get into it. I'm Brantley. This is the Punk Apostate. Let's go. So I found this cat Kerr, and it's she's not, as far as I understand, she's not on YouTube anymore, unless people copy and paste or whatever, or like put it up for her. So this is not her channel. This is somebody else, and they're putting it up because it's just you can't have YouTube without Cat Kerr. That's crazy. That's crazy. You can't just go straight to Rumble. No, you gotta. And I think maybe YouTube pulled all their stuff off, or pulled his show off, Steve Schultz here. But yeah, so but this is recent. I looked at his little clock back there, and it says October something. So yeah, it's recent.
So good. And I've been no carbs this week. I got a little sloppy last weekend. And so
Eating that cake, so you can't eat. That's Cat's thing, is eating cake.
I can't have any cake right now.
See, that's what I was saying. See what I mean?
But maybe in a couple days as a reward. So, Kat, where should we start today? What do you want to talk about?
There's a lot to talk about,
Wow.
but I am excited about the election coming up.
Are you? You're not
I'm excited because
worried?
Kat, your mic is kind of hot. Can you just? I don't know who's in control of this. Can you just bring? I don't know what's going on.
Oh no, no.
Kat doesn't worry. That's a rhetorical question because Kat
God
doesn't
is
worry.
not worried about
yeah.
anything at all. He knew about all of it before it happened. He knew everything, right? And of course, this is his season. What's literally happening is he is exposing evil.
Yeah.
More than ever before, because of what's coming is great. What is coming? This is not our norm. What we're living now is not our norm at all. This is not the perilous times. I go through this a lot.
I have no idea what she's even talking about. I'd imagine because of like all of the, all the conspiracy, whatever coverage of like the Hollywood shit and P. Diddy and all that type of stuff. I think maybe that's what she's referring to. But of course, it's like so often she doesn't ever say any like thing specific. She's just, going on about whatever,
Even I just finished traveling to Maryland. I'll be going back there in Maryland. I've also been to Colorado. I've also, of course, done 2 cruises, and this is. But
Yeah.
people are always asking me, "Is it perilous?"
Did 2 cruises? Jeez Louise.
Most times I went, "No, you don't."
Out there just partying on the cruise. I could see it. She's out there with their mimosas, her free, unlimited mimosas.
Want to live. You don't want to be here when that happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've seen glimpses of it, but we're not. We still have.
Now stop, Steve. You don't. I don't know if you know how this works. You don't talk. Okay, Cat talks. Just stop. Just shut up.
So much left to live, and the living will be great. But what is going to happen, of course, I do know, is that it's punishment time. What else can I say? I'm just going to say the word.
Yeah.
Time for the evil and the wicked to be.
She's going to put a pink skull on the front of her car. She's going to have that Punisher skull, but a pink one. It'd be kind of adorable, actually. And she's like, it's punishment time.
Punished. He's not even talking about justice as a means to just find out about everything or decide if they're going to be punished. They're going to get punished, and he's going to make sure they get punished. So I would say that's at the top of the list right now.
Who is she talking about? She's talking about God or Trump. It's amazing that I can never figure that out. That's like, is this God or Trump? Because half the time I feel like she could be talking about either of them, because she talks about either of them the same way, or both of them the same way, I should say.
A lot of that's being talked about. I think Hank Kuhneman's talking about it too. I'm pretty sure Robin Bullock's probably talking about it too.
Oh, so nonsense and insanity? Yeah, they are. That's exactly what they're talking about.
But I can just tell you this: the great days are coming, and God's not willing to give them up.
Yeah.
And no matter what anyone,
God's not willing to give up the great days. It's like, I don't know, I got these great days over here, and I'm not giving them out. Okay, these are mine. I'm gonna keep these for myself. Okay, you guys are getting stingy with all your great days over there. I'm gonna keep some for myself.
when it says it's going to happen, God decides. We help by our prayers and our declarations, but he decides himself on his own timeline what is happening. And if one of the events for his timeline is happening this time, during this time, then all that's going on now will be it'll be wiped out.
Let me ask you this, and
That's right. That's the type of punishment I think she's referring to. That's exactly. It's been a naughty. Okay.
Because I had actually told our viewers today on a previous show that I had heard you'd ask for 2 hours for the show that we do on the election day, which is the 5th. Is that right? Is that rumor correct? You wanted to have 2 hours?
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know, maybe she knows something we don't know. But what last election day, it was a mess. And the day after, we're reporting.
That's right.
Has God shown you? I don't even know how to ask
Man,
the question.
I wish
about
I wish I could find that stream, dude, because they were just like all super excited. Oh my God, we're winning! Whoa! And they're all just like, look, every single state is red. Oh my gosh, that's great. And then the next day, like, what the fuck? I can't. How did they? Why? How? It's rigged. This is rigged. How did they even? Why did everything turn blue overnight? Like, what's up with that? Okay, what's up with that? That's some evil. That's some Satan stuff or something. He changed the votes.
Like, are we going to be celebrating that day, or are we going to be?
People have already been saying that because they expect them to do it.
What?
They've almost exhausted their resources or their thinking of what they can get away with. I did hear, not from God, but I did hear in the natural realm that they have.
Not from God. This is different. This is like a human person said, but not the magical, all-powerful being that I'm just that I'm besties with.
Decided to let him win and then take him out 3 months later. And why?
Oh yeah.
I cannot confirm that because God did not say that to me. But
Yeah.
Why are you saying? Okay, hold on. I need to hear that one more time. What did she say?
realm that they have decided to let him win and then take him out 3 months later. And why?
Oh yeah.
I cannot confirm.
They have decided to let him win and then take him out 3 months later. What the why? Okay, dude.
That because God did not say that to me.
Wouldn't it be like that much harder if you let him win? Why would you do it? Why would you let him win? That doesn't make any sense. Like, why wouldn't it be done before? Anyway, whatever.
But
Yeah.
that's where their thinking is. It really is where their thinking is.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is.
They can't.
God did say that is the thinking is where that is, and so that part. But I didn't hear the other part from the God. It's just
Anyway, in their heads. Of course, a lot of them aren't very smart anyway. When you go to the evil side, your brain gets seared. Even the strategies you used to be able to use, or common sense stuff you used to be able to use, you just lose it.
you lose your common sense. Yeah, you don't have that real structured facts and logic like you got. That's just it's just that just ultimate intelligence that we all just walk away with every time you speak and say words. Yeah, that's it.
Because of the evil, and they just get focused on one thing, and that's that they want what they want, and they want what Satan wants, and he's never going to win. He doesn't even win in the tribulation time. He's still just there for a few.
Doesn't even win in the tribulation times. That's a weird that would be an even. Like, he doesn't even win at the end when we know he doesn't win. So it's like, really, he doesn't ever win ever at all. But didn't he win the last election? Didn't Satan like, come out on top, seeing as how like you prophesied that that Trump would win the election, and then he didn't. And you were like, I think that's because of the devil changing stuff the last second, and God was like, oh shit, man, oh the devil switched the cups on me. It's actually what it, oh man. So I guess Biden's got this one. Okay, well, what are you gonna do? The devil tricked me. He tricked me.
Few years and he gets taken out. So I can just promise you this: whatever happens, and I know that Trump has heard me tell him. I have told him what was going to happen. Basically, what was going to happen the day before that time.
What? She said, I know Trump has heard me tell him. Does she think that she has a magical prayer thing with Trump too? Like, I see what I mean about like Trump being like synonymous with God to Kat Kerr here. My goodness, what is happening? She's like, yeah, he heard my prayers. Trump heard your prayers? Is that, I mean, she didn't use the word prayer, but like, she's not talking to fucking Trump. Are you crazy? Come on.
And God told him, whatever happens today, don't be worried about it. I got your back. Don't let fear interfere. Do not fear in any way whatsoever from what's going to happen today.
Not let fear interfere. See, it's I like that. That's let's put that on a Kat Kerr shirt. Do not let fear interfere. That's my goodness. How's everybody doing today? Who won? Oh, James won. All right. What's up, James? How we doing, man? And Drozilla was second. Yay. Yeah. Let's see. And you got the Kat Kerr. I wish I could see it up here. We got the Kat Kerr emoji thing. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And Deep State was third. All right. Yep. Is the pink clown lady is crazy. That's right. The pink clown lady is crazy. Yeah. 100%. The pink clown is mad. Yeah, I think she is. I thought they were going to be talking about hurricanes, but I guess we haven't gotten that far. This is an hour long. I'm going to try to make it all the way through. But she tends to ramble, so we might we might end up skipping through some, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Ember, how we doing? All right. And Carrie's here. All right. waving a stick with a drink. In the other hand, yeah, I would actually love to see that. That'd be kind of fun. Out on the cruise. Wait, was she on a cruise during the hurricane? Shit. Oh, that's why it hit. She's like, wait a second. I'm supposed to be waving a stick at this thing right now. Now I'm way over. I'm way over in the wrong place now. I gotta. Oh shoot. Well, that's why it hit. That was it. Really. That's all Kat's fault for going on a fucking cruise. 2 cruises apparently back to back. I don't. Whatever. All right. It's like that seems like like you're just out. You're just always vacationing, Kat. Okay. Like what about your responsibilities, right? Jesus, come on, Kat. What are you doing? What's going on here? Let's see who else we got. Yep, and that's it. All right, cool.
You have to keep going forward because you're gonna get accelerated. You are gonna be president. He didn't say how that would happen, but he said you will be president.
He's saying
not
that,
again.
He's saying that to you. Hold on. What? Who's having a conversation here with God? You or Trump?
You have to keep going forward because you're gonna get accelerated. You are gonna be president. He didn't say how that would happen. Do not fear in any way whatsoever. Happened the day before that time. And God told him, whatever happens today, don't be worried about it. I got your back.
God told him. So now she's saying that now she's saying she hears the private correspondence between Trump and God. Like she gets the messages that are for Trump first, right? She's like, oh yeah, it's okay. So I'm glad that I know that, and that message is for Trump. And he's clearly getting those messages.
Don't let fear interfere. Do not fear in any way whatsoever from what's going to happen today. You have to keep going forward because you're get accelerated. You are going to be president. He didn't say how that would happen, but he said you will be president.
Okay, so it's like you will be president, even if you don't actually win the election, but it'll be a symbolic presidency, kind of like the last presidency that you've been president the whole time for. So it'll be like that. Or as she tried to say that, and we'll take it by force. That's, Trump's going to take it by force. That's, I don't know how he's going to do it, but we might have to go against the will of the people with this one. I'm just saying. But he is going to be president, goddammit.
Not again, because you are right now. I
Yeah.
keep telling him that all the time. You are number 46. There's no
Yeah.
question. All of heaven
yeah.
knows you're 46.
Well, and there were times when we held back on saying that, but the last few months you haven't held back, and I haven't held
No,
back.
I haven't.
The president.
No.
I don't even look how proud she is. Oh, that's right. I don't hold back. Okay. I got kicked off of YouTube. I don't know if you know that, but because of all the not holding backing that I do or don't do.
He's the president in every way, in heaven's viewpoint, but probably in
What? In heaven's viewpoint, they have a point of view up there, right? And as far as they can see, when they're looking down, they look down and they see they're like president. Trump is president right there. See, that's as far as heaven's not very bright. They probably they don't see what's actually happening. It seems at all. They just see what everybody would like to be the case for Trump supporters. I guess I don't know.
in every legal way too. I don't know how it looks on paper.
What?
All I know is that he's the president, and if anyone's carrying the anyway, well, man, okay.
He's literally not the president, dude. Like he's not. That's why we're having an election. We wouldn't, why you're saying like he's already president. He's not president. He's running for president again, but you're saying that he already just is president. My goodness.
So
People are fucking delusional.
this is helpful because we've done a couple of intense shows, even today with Robin with the earlier one. And their different prophets feel the need to hit the urgency of the hour. Like we are required to.
I wonder if like they ever, like Robin Bullock and them, like ever feel responsible for Trump not winning because they went around like, don't worry, don't even worry about it. Yeah, Trump's got it. It's in the bag. It's in the bag. Don't even worry, but it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. God's got it. He's gonna make him president. And then everybody's like, oh, okay. So I don't need to vote, right? I mean, that's just one vote. I'm actually just gonna stay home that day. It's a lot, I gotta go all the way down there. Right? I gotta fish out my voter registration card and stuff. I don't have to do all that. So yeah, but God's got it. We're gonna win because of the magic. So I don't even voting. Who even needs to do that? God's got it. And then he doesn't win. And then, now Robin Bullock's like, well, I don't know. He might not win. So we're gonna need you to go out there and vote, okay? Because I don't know if God's gonna let him win or not. So you might have to rely on the humans actually doing the thing that gets presidents elected. Yeah.
Vote. God's asking us to vote. That sort of thing. Do you still tell people that? You don't just say God's
asking people to
God's
vote.
going to elect him.
Oh,
He
I
still
tell
has
them
be-
to vote. I
Yeah.
absolutely tell everybody to vote. You make sure you vote. Your vote has to be counted somewhere. It has to be registered somewhere. You
Yeah.
know that you voted.
Full Frontal said, what's up, dude? Said, I'll bet Kat Kerr has weird nocturnal emissions. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I mean, for me, I'm just thinking about a vehicle's emissions. Because that's the only way I'm going to think about it. Because I'm not going to think about the other way that I think you're trying to make me think about it, and I'm not going to do it. I refuse. We're not thinking about that. Okay, I'm not going to put the viewers through that. Are you crazy? Come on, man. What are you doing to us? Okay, trying to make it so we never sleep again, so that we never get a second arrest ever again. Come on, man.
And I think the most important thing is for people to know I did vote.
Oh,
And
you
I
did?
voted right. I voted for
Yeah.
Trump. And I think that will encourage people just because they do get to vote, because it is being written down somewhere. And I can promise you, no matter what happens on that day, I'll just say,
Because they spent so much. This is so funny. Because they spent so much fucking time saying that it's all rigged and it's all nonsense and it's not, they already decide ahead of time. And this is the party of the conspiracy theories, you know what I mean? And so everything is just like, I don't need to vote. Like, it's voting, it doesn't work. And it was all rigged. They stole it the last time, which all that's going to do is like get everybody's faith in the in election like that much worse, but now you're asking them to go out and vote again. It's so funny. They're constantly shooting themselves in the fucking foot here. It's so funny.
the same thing. It doesn't matter what they try or what they manage to get to do. They're trying so many other things they didn't try before, like take out the different cities or towns with their little gizmo machine they have that can set fires and change the weather. They didn't do too well with the last hurricane.
Their little fire slash the storm weather gizmo. The fires, it's all the same. That's weather too, right? That counts as a weather, right?
Well, before that, they may have gotten some stuff done, but this last one didn't work.
You know what? You and your weather warriors, me and my sending host. I know Yvonne.
Yo, Deep State said, wow, she has melted her own brain with her own bullshit. That's right. That is just, she's gone full fucking brain melt with her nonsense. I swear this type of stuff leads to that. Like, cause it's just, you're not thinking ever. You know what I mean? Like you're just making up stuff in your brain that you'd like to think. Which is, you know, that's like the opposite of a crossword puzzle. Like if you do a crossword puzzle to kind of keep your mind sharp, you know, making up all of your like prophecy stuff or whatever, like that's the opposite. That takes your brain in the opposite direction. And this is the result. This is what you get, you know. That's why I'm saying do crossword puzzles. Don't pretend to be a magical prophet because so you're not gonna like the result. Right? It's gonna really hinder your ability to be able to think at all. So Deep State says Sleepy Joe and Pelosi overpowered Cat's imaginary friend. I know. And it's the US is very strong according to that. You know, they have the their magic out magicked her magic or something. I don't know how she rationalizes around that stuff, but I know she rationalizes around that stuff. Bob Ali, what's up, dude? Said imagine if the election Bureau said there are no first seconds. There are no firsts, seconds here. Everybody wins here. You're both presidents. That would be funny. I would actually like. Well, looks like everybody has to be president. I would just be it'd be just like if you remember those like in the cartoons when like two like a cat and the dog were fighting. It was just like a cloud of dust, and every so often you saw like a paw come out and everything. Like it would just be that would be the president from now. The president comes out to speak. It's just a ball of dust. Just that's it from now on.
And we went for it. I was praying, I was decreeing. I was thinking, Cat, I'm not going to have Cat do this alone. We took off after that thing. Man-made or not, it didn't do what it was intended to do, did it?
It did not, because the devil doesn't have power over it. It's what we have let him get away with.
It's like what God lets him get away with. Okay, so I guess God's just always letting him get away with the opposite of what God has told you he's going to do. How do they do this in their brain? I'm just so confused by this shit. My goodness. James said, Gizmo, I love Gremlins. I literally just watched that second one. That is I forgot about that movie. I'm going to be completely, I don't even know if I was allowed to watch it when I was a kid. I don't know as if I've ever seen it. Now I think about it, like that was the craziest fucking, like that. There was so much just like wacky, like Simpsons kind of comedy in that movie. And it was just so like they were fucking reviewing the first Gremlins movie in Gremlins 2, and then the Gremlins attack the guy who's like, there was so many weird fucking moments in that movie. I was like, I don't think I ever saw it before. That was insane. But what a wild ride. Okay. You know, and you know what I heard too? I know it's like way off topic, so, but but I was just reading an article that was saying that like, Small Soldiers was like the unofficial third movie of Gremlins. Does that make sense to anybody? I was like, oh, okay, I guess. I mean, it's sort of similar. I guess it's like a Christmas movie with little things terrorizing people. That's why it's the third? What do y'all think of that? Just let me know what you think. So I'm curious about your thoughts on that. It's important stuff.
And we have the right as the body of Christ, as believers, to stop that storm. And God totally informed me, whether it's done by humans using evil methods for evil purposes, or whether it is the evil trying to control the storm, you still have authority over all of it. So we did go for it. And I did a couple updates with the people. I kept up with it. Stephen Trin, who's our weather watcher, let us know almost continually on an hourly basis what was going on with it.
So they are talking about the actual storm now. It's like I thought I thought they were talking about like a QAnon kind of storm, you know, like, oh, the storm is coming because of the election or whatever. And that, no, completely fucking shift gears. Now we're talking about actual weather.
It was
Jesus.
being
How does
bashed probably
anybody?
for about 10 million people bashing it.
Yeah, I mean, and of course,
night and day it was being
What-
bashed.
when I did it, and what I just said, I knew millions were doing the same
That's
thing.
right.
The
They
body
were.
of Christ.
You said anything is possible when you use your imagination. That's right. That's there you go. That's right. It is possible, but then you have to do all this rationalizing after the fact, and it's not. It seems like it's exhausting. I couldn't imagine trying to fucking square all the circles that are still circles, but you just calling them squares because that's what you'd like them to be. I don't know. Anyway, Michael, what's up, dude? If God's got it, don't vote. I agree. I think that's the message that everybody really needs to take home from this. And the funny thing is, I kind of think that is going to be the message that is going to be portrayed here without them realizing what they're doing, because again, they never think 2 seconds ahead. So when Trump was sitting there going, "Oh, the election's rigged," he didn't even think about the fact that he's like, you know, getting rid of a bunch of fucking votes just from selling this lie for so long, and then now he's got to like turn around and ask everybody to vote again. It's God, they have no forward thinking at all, you know.
I finally said, not on my watch.
That's right.
And
That's
so, I mean, we had some really good friends that we met and were our neighbors almost in Bradenton, Florida. I lived in Bradenton for only 6 months back in
Wow.
1990, 91. Before my
Is Kat Kerr from here? Is she here in Florida? Bradenton's not that far from me. I think it's like 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I don't think it's not far at all.
job fell apart, that I worked for a company and they got in a fight and my job was gone. But so
Your job fell apart because of a fight. That's actually pretty cool. I'm just like imagining like two executives just like Godzilla fighting, you know what I mean? Just like knocking over fucking, it's like in an old Blockbuster video store setup, but they're like knocking over all the aisles and everything. And Steve Schultz is just standing there. Guys, can we all just get, oh my God, they broke everything. Oh, they're just out through the front door like it's a fucking saloon. This is insane. All right, well, I guess I can't work here. I'm moving out of Bradenton. This place is just wacky. It's like a Florida man fucking nightmare over here.
that was Bradenton, Florida. Well, that's where that thing was aimed, at Bradenton. And she said, our house isn't meant to withstand anything more than a category 2 or category 3. But she said, we've been working for 3 days to get it.
That's weird that they have it like, okay, well, so far, like what doesn't that sound like they're in a fucking video game? Like they're in like The Sims. So like, okay, well, this one, oh, we got to level up this house. Okay, it's only like, and it's only up to a Cat 2 level of house protection, and so we have to have the guys just knock, hit a hammer in one place for about 30 minutes, and then it'll be ready for the Cat 5. Whatever. Like, what are you talking? Like, that's such a weird thing to say. How do you? As far as I can tell, it's either hurricane proof or it's not. And even then, it's a lot of times it's not. It's not. It's they just tell you that so that you'll buy it. Because we're like, no, this one is absolute. This is hurricane proof. Okay, that's what no hurricane can mess with this one. And that's not true. Because afterwards, well, we must have put one of the screws in the hurricane-proof screws. We must have put them in the wrong. Sorry. So you got insurance, right? You got that Citizen shit, don't you? Yeah. Well, all right. Sorry. Well, they're only going to pay out a couple. You're probably going to get a $5. You get a $5 in return from Citizen, because that's how that works.
Try and shore it up, and then we're going to stay with the neighbors tonight who had a stronger home. But even the next day I checked with her and her house was just fine.
No
The roof was
shit.
just fine.
Oh wow. That's funny. Okay, so she was like way up there. But okay. Of course she fucking does. What am I talking about? Of course she lives here. Oh my God, that's funny.
That thing got way down. What was the official speed or category when it came on land? Do you know? I don't think
I don't know about when it came on land. I know it'll get up to 185 miles an hour at category 5 was the highest it got to.
Yeah. What happens is this is really simple. It's not that difficult to figure out like how this all works. When it's over the water, there's zero resistance. So like it goes to your top speeds. So when you're talking about the Cat 5 and all this type of stuff, um, it you know that it's going to like start slowing down as soon as it gets to land. But the fact that it can make it up to that fast is really scary because like the first, especially if you're near the water, that's when it hits as a Cat 5 and then it immediately drops. But just those couple of whatever, like 10, 15 minutes that speed can just annihilate everything and send like storm surge just right into people's fucking houses.
My last thing I declared was when people wake up, it's going to be a 1 or less.
Nice.
When people
I said
wake
the last
up,
thing I said was let's take the
who
head
the
off.
fuck? What kind of measurement is that? But when people wake up, it's gonna be a 1 or less. And when did the people wake up, Cat? It was a hurricane. Was anybody fucking sleep? I wasn't sleeping. That's for goddamn sure. That's I can never sleep through hurricanes.
We actually did that when it was headed for Hawaii that time. Actually, God said, just take the head off. So I sent the host to go and take the head off of the storm. And I knew
Take the hat. Does the storm had a hat? It's just like, you better stop it, storm, or we'll take your hat. All right, we'll do some bully tactics if we have to. We'll hold it up too high. And Storm will just be, hey, come on, man, come on, give me my hat back. Give me the. No, and we just, that's what we'll do. You better cool it. Okay, cool it.
never stopped commanding the pressure to rise, which is one of the most important things we do. It lives and thrives and grows on low pressure. Low pressure warm water is what makes those storms go higher, unless, of course, you're dropping other stuff into it that is illegal and wicked. And then it turns it into just a tremendous giant.
Oh my God.
But even that
unless you're dropping the magic science, if you drop the science into the hurricane, well, then that's then the pressure is all basically null and void. It doesn't matter. It's the sciencey stuff that you drop in those beakers that they just lob in there.
Could not withstand the prayers using the name of Christ, the blood of Christ. But when you know what to say, it makes a big difference. You can command the host to shred the storm bands. When those bands start to fall apart, the power falls apart. There is no power to drive it.
Every so Magda doing a crossword, one across the president. Yeah, that's it's 4 letters. Like, I don't know. I can't do it. It's not right. I tried to put Trump in 7 times and it's not. It's like it doesn't even fit with any of the other. I don't know what's happening. What is this? This crossword's broken. It's something, it's not working correctly.
It's not going to do anything. And we were doing all of that, and so were the other people that already follow.
I can just imagine the people that were trying to manipulate that into a 5, to stay a 5, to come ashore a 5. I can imagine them going.
It's not possible. That's never been that's never happened on land. Like the only time that you can have a 5, like stay a 5 like that over land is when the land is tiny, right? It's like a fucking island out there, and the thing just rolls right over it because it has enough open space. But even then, it usually knocks it down to like a 3. Even if it's just this little teeny tiny island that it's just rolling over and it's like 4 times the size of it, that it tends to still like drop down. But whatever, that they don't know how fucking resistance works, I guess, or just what friction is.
What's going on? Everything we're throwing at this storm is not working. So
what? Who's throwing what? You can't throw stuff at storms, dude. Are you talking the magic? All the magic that we are throwing at our storms via squinting, really just the Hank Kuhneman squint. You better not, storm. I'm sure. Like, what are you lobbing at the storm other than thoughts and prayers?
you
see this? I have something to say. Jen just handed me.
Go ahead.
It said, when it was a 5 and it was going to be coming ashore, and they said it was going to. The destruction they were giving it was even worse than what had happened with Helen. And this is what came.
Well, it was a stronger storm than Helene. It was Helene. Okay. There was an E at the end. Okay. Jeez. Learn how to, learn what consonants are for, or vowels. I'm not sorry, not consonant, vowels and consonants, how they work in a word.
Came across, this actually was recorded by somebody, breaking In a remarkable turn of events, the eye of the storm has collapsed. That is exactly what happens when you take the head of the storm off. The eye, which is the power center of it, it will collapse, and there's no way the storm can recover. If that eye collapses, there's no way it can regain its senses. So this is what the
That's absolutely not true. I don't know what the hell she's just making stuff up here, I think. The eye is not the power center of the storm. In fact, it's the one spot where there is no storm, really, because it's all moving in like a circle, and that's just the spot where it's all circling around. Never mind. But no, she has no idea what she's talking about.
the secular news said this. The eye has collapsed, and Hurricane Milton has been downgraded to a Category 2 instantly from a 5 to a 2. Then it went from the 2 to the 1, and it just became a tropical storm after
Wow.
As far as I understand, it was still a 3 when it hit. I don't, when it actually got like over land like quite a bit, it was still a 3. Then it went 3, 2, 1. But okay,
So that is
Wow.
literally what happened. And
Wow.
that
No,
eye,
it's
the
not.
eye was collapsed. It collapses inward because the high pressure sits on it until it crushes it. And then the host goes in there and just
The high pressure sits on it until it crushes it. What the fuck are you even talking about? How does that even work? She's like saying like high pressure is just up there hanging out on top of the storm, and then finally that pressure is like, all right, time to crush the storm.
takes the whole head of the storm off. And then
Anyone,
Takes the whole
it
head.
destroys the eye of the hurricane.
anyone and everyone that's watching,
You got to cut the head off to get the eye, obviously, right? If you don't cut, the eyes actually are on the head, right? And it's kind of like a cyclops. You got to, you got to get that head off, and then the eye goes right with it, and it just falls up.
this that entered into prayer and decrees and
They need to know
prophesying, you all get credit from heaven for taking
Yes.
part next time this happens.
That's the only kind of credit you get. Okay, credit from heaven, and that's according to Stevie here. Stevie knows that you got the credit in heaven, the non-place that doesn't exist. That's where you get your credit. Okay.
Now you can go at it with a greater gusto.
and start early on when it first starts to form. Start early on, taking authority.
Yeah, they manipulate the hurricane. Yeah, you never heard of that? It's called the HARP. It's the HAARP. I don't know how it's spelled, but it stands for something sciencey. That means that they can control hurricanes. Although they always manage to kind of hit every place equally. It doesn't really discriminate. So I don't know why they would even. It just doesn't seem to work that well. That's my point. Okay, I feel like if you had that power, you would use it all over the place. And they just don't. It just always sort of hits wherever hurricanes always hit. Like, why, if they can control hurricanes, why do they always hit the same fucking place? Why do they always come up the same alley, the same hurricane alley? Why are they driving it around to where they really want it to go? It's so stupid, so obviously nonsense.
Commanding the pressure system to rise in the storm, and I do that several times a day. And then commanding the host of heaven to shred the band.
Well, yeah, and I think that just spitballing here. Why didn't God stop it? I would take that even one fucking step further. Why did God make this thing? Huh? Like, what is the point? Did he make it just so you can feel like you stopped it? And the sad thing is, they will say shit like that. And that shit is fucking frustrating. I had a lesson I had to learn, and that storm blowing through. Well, I gotta say, lesson learned, God. Lesson learned. I know all those people are dead and everybody's like without homes and everything, and the whole place without power, and there's people that can't drink clean water and stuff. But lesson learned, so it's all worth it. Fuck you. What the hell, Dan?
Hands, and then it falls into pieces. Then when you take the head of the storm off, the eye collapses, and it's done. It's just done. And that's
Why she really like saying that? She's like, I came up with that on my own. That was pretty great. You take the head of the storm off, and then the eye collapses because of that head's not attached. You just hold and it just gets crushed. Just the whole thing just.
that's exactly what happened.
So good.
Okay. There's one more thing I want to read.
Okay.
It says hurricane.
That's just the indicator, right? Like, okay, so cognitive echo said, or Joseph, sorry, Joseph, Joseph CE said that's what hurricanes do. They lose strength once the eye is over land and cannot pull energy from the water below. Yeah, it's very, that's just how it always works. But they're like, it was magic. To see how the eye disappeared the second that it was over land where we don't want it to be. God, my magic. It was my magic. Like, maybe you could use your magic to prevent the fucking thing to begin with. Maybe that. Maybe talk to your guy and be like, hey, this hurricane season, how about none? How about don't? How about just don't? None. Yeah, that'd be great. But no, they can't. They can't do that. Yeah, is the god of destruction Shivan doing this? I know, right? Yeah, that sounds like it. Sounds like the god they believe in. That's for sure. Very similar, if not, that god exactly. But Deep Say said, but she doesn't have a manager. She can't call the manager. Just, can I talk to the Hurricanes manager, please? Okay. No, I don't care. All right. I don't know. I will be here waiting then in the lobby until I see the manager.
Update. God saved us. Tampa got hit hard, but it could have been much worse if the eye wall had not collapsed.
He did not save Tampa, dude. Like, we got fucking annihilated, dude. What are you talking about? Holy shit. I took like a single drive around town because it's still pretty dangerous actually to try to drive around because of all the fucking lights that are out. And the idiots, Florida drivers that don't seem to fucking know when there's a stop sign in the middle of the fucking intersection and the lights out, that's a fucking stop sign. Anyway, but yeah, this place is wrecked, man. What are you talking about? We just got clean water like a day ago. Like, fucking Christ.
And the storm not splintered.
It literally killed a bunch of people, man.
Hello, there's the host shredding the bands.
Yeah.
What? The storm splinter temple would be destroyed? Is that something that she said? Is that like, you're just describing it that way after prophesying that it would happen that way? That's just, wow. That could not be more circular.
If the bay had not drained, the bay drained the water out.
Did it really?
No.
Yes, it did.
No.
It really did. I actually commanded the water to go down so there wouldn't be an abundance. I even commanded when it was supposed to be high tide. I commanded that it wouldn't come in.
Wow.
And it depends on what you know does these storms in. That's why we actually have a guide of weather warriors.
So you can't. It really depends on the. You can't just say storm. Don't be bad. God, make the storm not bad. Make it not hurt people. You can't just do that. You have to be like, you have to say the specifics. Okay, bring the tide. Can we drain the bay? God, can we drain the bay? Can we do that? That would work, right? We got to figure this stuff out. Okay, it's not that easy, right? It's like a puzzle. It's like in the movies. You got to figure out the right thing to do to pray for, so that the magic is directed properly. Otherwise, it's just even worse than the terrible that it was. Apparently. Jesus Christ. And she's like, I told God to pull out that little plug in the bottom of the bathtub, but for the bay. Right. And then it was just, all of it just drained right out. And that was why the tide never came back in. There was storm surge to like fucking 15 feet, man. That didn't happen. I again drove down the street, fucking entire streets were underwater that you couldn't get to in Tampa Bay. Like, my God.
There's a guy that tells you what to do no matter what forms as something that might be a disaster or might be destruction. But this is from...
Yeah, please like and subscribe if you don't mind. I'd appreciate it. The algorithm does not like this show. It really doesn't. It does everything it can to push us to the very back because it's too dirty. And we swear too often, and we're atheists here. It's just all the things that it just doesn't want to put us out, So if you could like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. All right. Thank you, Giselle.
Somebody, if the bay had not drained, Tampa would be underwater, damaged still and reborn.
If the bay had not drained, Tampa Bay was underwater. There was like so much of it that was fucking underwater. You're just like, this is like revisionist history here.
What rebuilding to do. But let me tell you, all those things are right here in this thing. It says right here, the eye of the wall collapsed. They said collapse. This is another.
The eye of the wall? What wall? What are you talking about, man? You mean the storm? Like, what are you saying? And again, that always happens. Every single time it runs into resistance and it can't do its perfect circle that it can do out in the ocean, it collapses.
Another person, another being, a person. The eye of the wall collapsed, the whole storm splintered, and then the bay drained the water.
No.
The bay drained.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, because it didn't happen, man. It did not drain. I don't know what the fuck you're even talking about.
There was no way you could come in and bring the
Yeah,
wall
because
of
the
water.
storm surge is
There was
is,
no
is
storm surge.
dependent
Yes, there
on
was.
high
Are you fucking stupid? What? Oh my God, there was storm surge, dude.
water, and you.
Right.
But what your point is being very clearly made that if
Yes.
you pray with intelligence,
Yes,
and
with
strategy.
understanding. It says, in all you're getting of wisdom, get understanding.
Oh my God.
Understanding comes from the throne of God. It's like revelation. And I learned a lot about this a long time ago. But when God said you're going to establish weather warriors and have a weather watcher, we just started attacking.
Weather warriors, is that like a thing that she had? All right, guys, we got to get it together. They just like all come out wearing pink shirts that says weather warrior on it. All right, where's this? They got hard hats, pink hard hats on that they go out. All right, where is the storm? We need to. Oh, you guys, you're the weatherman. Okay, well, we're gonna have to set up a command center somewhere here. What would be best for you guys? Like, where can we? Like, who are you guys again? Oh, we pray to the storm. We're the weather warrior. I don't. You can't read the shirt. The weather warrior. So you didn't see that? Yeah, no, you can't be anywhere around here. Well, that I don't know. It seems like you're giving me kind of like that federal like authority kind of jurisdiction kind of mess, and we don't really have time for that. Okay, I don't know if you know this. There's a big storm out there, and it's headed our way. Okay, and we're gonna have to set up our command center. Otherwise, the plug in the bay that keeps the water in, that's just gonna stay there, and then there's gonna be all this storm surge and stuff. So we gotta unplug that hole there so it can drain out.
The storms, which we have a right to do.
Yeah.
We have
may
a
not
right
reach
to do.
Jesus' level yet, but the whole point is, he said, "The things I did, you will do also." He stopped the storm. It was a very serious storm. Guess what? We have the right to stop those storms.
We have the right, we have the authority, we have the power, we have the ability.
Well, and I think that it went to the right. We did still get like storm surge down in the one area, but yeah, I guess it wasn't as bad because it like hit lower, but we still had a ton of storm surge. It was like 12 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely.
We even have the strategy and intelligence and
have
understanding.
The strategy.
Well, Kat, you've obviously led the way on that. How do people
strategy? Yes, that's right. Like the word, I'm going to keep talking over you every time you try to talk, Steve.
Right? Or where do they go to your website to see this weather warrior?
It's a guide. They can go to revealingheaven.com.
It's a guide.
And check it out. It'll be on there. We actually have a whole kit. If you want the whole kit, you can actually chart the storm. We have a map that you can chart with erasable things that you can draw where it is, start it, and as you start to pray, track it and see it diminish, watch it diminish. We have a journal you can write in and have this stuff for later, maybe pass it on to your kids or something. Teach them how to do it before they get grown. So we have a full kit available, but if you only want the guide that tells you what to declare, no matter whether it's it could be a tornado, it could be fires, avalanches, volcanoes. It doesn't matter. I have an understanding how the earth operates.
Volcanoes, man. We're pretty good at that one, man. We can just, you can they drain. You can drain that. You just same kind of plug sort of situation, just this time with lava. Right, it drains out the volcano. And
even though wicked man has tried to intervene with their little schemes, it's not working. Nothing is higher than the throne of God. Nothing or nobody.
Is this that we're talking about? Is this the early warning system of
Hold on, is this it? I think I might. Hold on, let me see if I found it. Stop screen, and then. Let me see what this is. I kind of want to look and see what her weather warrior thing is, right? Let's see what we got here. Okay, so yeah, this is the site, right? Do we have? I don't see anything about weather warrioring. Where is it? Oh, online store. What about the latest Feature collection. How did she have all this? This is insane. That this insane lady has all this shit. Wow. What are we supposed to be looking for? Like, where's the storm information? Oh my goodness. Look. Like, okay, now Charlie's Angels. Let's do a Charlie's Angels post. My God. Okay. Kat and Margaret. What is that? Is that like a podcast or something? That'd be fun. Where are we at? Okay. Headquarters. One Quest. Vision and Purpose. Holy what? Holy Things? Is that what that says? Holy Things. That is literally what that says. Okay. Where would the fucking I just want to see her Weather Warriors thing. Like whatever it is that she was talking about. I don't see it anywhere. All right, let me try the Holy Things. Maybe it's in Holy. Maybe it's in that. All right, copyright ownership, copyright protection. What? Okay. We at One Quest are adamant about protecting the treasure God has entrusted Kat with, the amazing, life-changing revelations he has shared with her. Okay, that's not. Where's the weather shit, dude? Like, I don't understand this. This don't make no damn sense at all. I just wanted to know how to be a weather person warrior thing. So, wish he was a bit more specific about it. I see nothing, but all right. I guess we're gonna go back, back to the video. But that's her site. I'm gonna try to keep looking. I'll look at it later today on my phone. But I didn't see anything there. I would have imagined she would have capitalized on that, and had it, just dead front and center. Be like, look, we stopped the magic storm, dude. So that's yeah. But
The manifested sons of God is
Yes,
this
it is.
okay? Because it's just starting, right? We're beginning to get a grasp that
That's
we
right.
are the sons of God in charge. The manifestation of the sons of God are people doing
That's
what
right.
we're just talking about doing.
Yes. And somewhere, I'm trying to remember what was written, but people have had visions of the future. They
Really?
probably were weather warriors. I'm telling you, we have a right. Part of
the people that were having visions of the future, they were probably weather warriors. That's what. Remember, I just tell you about the we have the pink shirts and everything. Yeah. No, what are you talking about?
part of our, I don't want to say job, but part of our commission
Yeah.
to watch over the earth, because Christ wants us to be like him. We're not him, obviously, and I'm not saying we are, but we're the sons and daughters of God.
Yeah, that would be job one, really. I mean, it's, and then the storms would be job two. Tig said, can she stop all the wars, please? That would be great. Yeah, can maybe use your magical power for that. Although I'm pretty sure she's pro-war in that regard, because yeah, it's her weird religion that thinks that the people that are genociding everybody are like called to by God, and you can't ever hold them responsible or ask them to not do the genociding and everything, because they're God's people, so they're just allowed to do all the genociding and just pushing their borders back and knocking every building down and then just taking it for their own. Anyway,
and it says in the word, the earth cries out, not because the end is here, it's crying out for the manifested sons and daughters of God to stand up and do something.
The what?
And it says in the word, the earth cries out, not because the end is here, it's crying out for the manifested sons and daughters of God to stand up and do
what? Holy, it's got stand up the manifested sons and God
something.
What?
And God has given us the ability to do that, the right to do that, the power to do that, because of the name of Christ, because we've given ourselves to him. You will get direct strategy on these things. And when you see it begin to happen, you get excited. You see the power of God operating in your life. You.
Yeah.
And Ways to Human. How you doing? We were just on a show together the other day. Oh man, did I post that? Oh my God, I'm so out of it. Oh yeah. So I was on Skeptic Spin the other day, and Ways to Human was on there as well. She's got a pretty kick-ass channel. So check it out. But she said it's the outer bands that hit before the eye that can cause massive damage. And those definitely can come at Cat 5 level. Yeah, because that's what's hitting you while it's spinning like a fucking, like crazy out in the water, and that shit hits you. That's the most dangerous point. Once it starts to get over the land, that's when usually it dies down real quick. But yeah, 100%. But yeah, check out Skeptic Spin. It was a lot of fun. It was real quick. It was a quick show. I was so surprised. It was like, all right, we're good. It was like 45 minutes or something like that, but it was awesome. We had a great time. It's a really good show.
And then the more that join it and become a part of it. And now we have our weather watcher, Stephen Trin, who lets everybody know what's going on almost by the
So hold on. You got weather watchers, got weather warriors. I don't, what else do you got? You got
hour when these start. So we got him to be involved in this, and he loves, I think probably one day we'll hire him just to be as an official position, but we'll be doing a lot more as we grow. We're going to be establishing a lot more places to do many things or be a part of it. But absolutely, I knew from the Holy Spirit that we would take this storm down. We were going to take Milton down.
I felt really strongly. I don't know if I could say I knew that I knew, but we're
going to take Milton down. I mean, that could not sounds like you're going to go beat up a nerd, dude. Like, don't do that. Like, Milton's going down. Like, come on, leave that guy alone, dude. He didn't do anything to you, okay? He's got his little pocket protectors and stuff, and he's just looking for a stapler. That's all. Leave him alone, all right? What did he do to you? It's just
confidence that I've never had before.
Yes.
I went, I was doing it in the middle of the night, and Doreen was asleep next to me. So
oh, there it is. Oh, she brought up the weather. Where the fuck was this on her thing? What is it? Oh, she has a kit, and it comes with the map, the laminated U.S. and world map, and then it's got a hurricane symbol, and then they cross out of it over. I can't make it out. Something over the weather, and damn, it's all blurry. But I didn't see that anywhere on the website. And look, they got a little pen and a booklet so you could write. I have no idea what you would write. Be like, right here with the pen. You write with the pen. Right here on the map, I'd like to drain. God, could we drain right here? What's that? Was he the X? Or actually we'll do a cross. We'll do a cross. No X's. Okay, we'll do a cross because that I think Jesus would hear that better. He's terrified of those things. So as you can do, all of this, of course, for $999.99, 4 payments of that, you get this magical hurricane killer kit, and that's pretty serious.
Quietly, but I was praying prayers I'd never prayed in authority. I'd never prayed in.
Right. Yes.
So this is what it looks like. This is
yes, it is. That's our guide. That's the kit right there. Yes.
Yes, that's the kit right there. Yeah, we see it. Lago said, so this all powerful God can only lessen the hurricanes and not completely make it disappear, or just not make it come in the first fucking place. God damn. Why can't we just do a preventative prayer of some sort? Okay, no hurricanes. We have put a hurricane, like what are those, like a spell or something where you like protection, a spell of protection, and you put a bunch of salt all the way around Florida, and there's salt in the sand and everything. It's salt water, so it's like we should be able to just activate that salt, right, with the magic, and then protect the state with that line of salt. But that doesn't seem to be happening at all. It's ridiculous.
Does it show the guide? Is that what the one to the right is next to the map? That's the map you get. It's a full map. But,
yeah.
There's your
journal. It's not a half map. It's not a half map. The first batch, just half a map, and we realized, no, we need a full one. We need the whole planet worth of where hurricanes could be.
Right there, you get buttons, pins, you get decals, and it's definitely worth. I don't think
you get Oh, these are. So you also get bumper stickers to spread awareness of the magical anti-hurricane stuff there. So okay,
costs a lot of money, but we put it together in excellence.
And it's not like
it costs a lot of money. Costs a lot of money to make this stuff. Okay, I don't know if you know this, but laminated maps and stickers and notebooks and dry erase markers do not grow on trees. Okay, that would be the weirdest fucking tree ever, but they're not real. So that's why they don't do that. But so $999.99, 4 payments. I think it's worth it. We have payment plans, right? So if you if you qualify, okay, we got to check your credit, all right, and that's going to cost you a little bit too. You're going to have to pay for that credit score check because it kind of costs a bit for us to do that.
We're just a fun club. It's more like we're a tribe.
We
in
are
the war
tribe.
together to,
That's right.
there's that scripture I was going to ask you about. You might know where it is more than me, but
Whatsoever, this is our time to prosper.
Did they just cut out Steve again? Like, so not only does Kat Kerr talk over this motherfucker constantly, whoever is editing this video is like, yeah, shut the fuck up, Steve. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about you. You just interview the awesome, magical people. You just, you're kind of just a waste of space in these things, honestly. Can you just not talk at all? Can you just write down your questions and then Kat can read them? And we'll go like that. Jesus.
Manifest the sons and daughters to bring health and hope and life to this country and to the world.
So good. So good. Would you, in all of that fighting, would you pray or decrease certain things about, let's say there's people in a certain building or a certain location with this equipment, that whatever it is that they do, or in airplanes, how would you pray?
I feel like that's what they're always talking about. Waste of human. So we tried to dump dry ice into a hurricane's eye in the 1970s, and it didn't do much other than lawsuits. It caused a lot of losses. That stuff burns. Okay, it sticks to your skin. It's like that. When you put your hand in the freezer and you gotta like grab a piece of ice or something, you bump it and your hands are a little wet and it sticks to it. Like it does that, except that it rips off your skin afterwards, and got that shit just raining down from the sky. Because they thought that might help a hurricane not be a hurricane. I don't know. That's pretty funny. Holy shit. Giselle said, I don't want to be in a tribe with Kat. I know. I feel like she's one of the best people where you can be like, you really want to be on the side with her? Huh? You want to be on whatever team she's on? Is that who you want to be? Okay. Because I feel like you shouldn't want to be that. Okay. But Ember said, in fairness, I cut me out when I interview magical people too. It's it's I guess you get the more magic. So it's probably I cut out the guests, to be honest. It's me. This is the me show, okay? And it's like I'll say, they'll have a couple things that they like, then it's me. It's my turn, all right? And I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
Your decree against.
I don't edit at all. That's not a thing I do.
I already have.
Activity. Yeah. How do you? Tell us though.
The Holy Spirit was with me the whole entire time, and I was thinking, okay, I know I can do this. I know, what do I do? He said, you have to take authority, and you say whether they have that system. I just call it a system. Whether it's satellites, whether it's something under the ocean, whether it's something in the air or on the land. He said, you say whether on land, sea, or air.
That's good.
That is good. I like that. Yeah, just like that poem or something, right? With the 2 by sea, 1 by air. I don't know how it goes.
System or the equipment they have decided to develop to do these wicked things.
That it failed. Did they have to like put up are they putting up like a translator here? She's like, oh, she must have forgot to say that it failed, that it be destroyed. Oh,
be taken apart.
It cut out. Okay. Sorry, we got you. Don't worry about it.
Or did it backfire on them?
Yeah, sort of like Haman hanging in his own gallows, really.
That's exactly what he meant, and that's what he said to say. So that's
hanging
what I said.
In his own.
I declared it several times a day that you will not be successful. Wicked man will not be successful. The devil will not be successful.
So they want like the globalists that are controlling the weather to be like, all right, we're going to throw this hurricane right at Florida where all the hurricanes go anyway, but I guess we got to make one that does it on our terms, okay? And we're gonna throw this hurricane out, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, it's coming back, get up, and then just like, well, they all go, their like secret lair in the middle of the ocean, like, no, it's like crushed by their own creation. They got Frankenstein. That's what that is. They got Frankenstein with their hurricane creator.
Successful. We know what to say in the spirit realm about those things, and even though it's a natural thing, we're saying it with authority. It's totally different when you have authority to say it. But the other side, they think they are in charge, and I don't know if I mentioned the last time, but
I know, right? Why didn't she? She would be an awesome. Now that I would, I think that she should do that. She should go be a kindergarten Sunday school teacher, and man, those kids are gonna have a blast. She's and you just got to tell the kids afterwards, that lady's crazy. Nothing she's saying is actually true. But how did you have fun though? They're like, well, yeah, man. She just thinks she has magical powers, man. And you're like, yep, that's Cat. That's Cat.
Somebody in Tampa early morning, like almost the break of dawn, saw planes come into the area. Yeah. And the planes were all black. They had no markings on them. And they dropped these blue things into the center of that tropical storm, right into it from the plane, dropped them in there. And it wasn't.
No, none of that happened. That's the thing. That's what I was here the whole time. Okay. And I was watching the skies nonstop. No black helicopters. Okay. But she thinks like the men in black like showed up. They dumped a bunch of beakers into the storm, and then they flashy thanked everybody like it. Like a Men in Black, where they do it with the Statue of Liberty, and it just flashy things the whole fucking city. but Cat, heard about it from God probably.
A couple hours later, and all of a sudden it had jumped up to a category. But that's pretty obvious what caused it. Whatever it was they were putting in there.
Oh, wait. Are they talking about? Oh, that's so funny. No, I know exactly what they're talking about. And it wasn't, I don't think it's a black airplane. So it's funny because I seen they did it's the NOAA flight or whatever. And it goes like around the hurricane. They have to like circle around it and use whatever their devices and stuff, their weather reading devices in order to get like a good reading. And this is something we've done for fucking ever. And so people see that and it's like, and see where the flight was and stuff. And they're like, what kind of flight pattern is this, man? They are totally controlling this sucker. I mean, why would they fly around it like that? And it's like, to fucking study it, dude, so that we can know which direction it's going to go most likely. What the fuck is wrong with you people? My God, it says everything is a fucking conspiracy with these weirdos.
Was tracking equipment. I don't know if it was something to track it.
Yeah.
Or change the pressure or whatever it was that they had.
How could you change pressure, man? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I created, my head's not that scientific.
No, it's not. No, it's just all nonsense and magic.
Uses me, I'm just like, I'm just a 12th grader, a normal everyday 12th grader.
Not 12-year-old. There's 12-year-old. It's not grader. Graders, the 12th graders got you beat by like, I don't even know how much, but a lot.
Probably, maybe even 8 years old, something not. Sometimes I'm like,
that's more accurate. That's the 8-year-old thing. Yeah, that's it.
8-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
He can give.
Stop hitting your mute button, Cat. Come on. So, you're getting too excited.
A revelation to someone who is 8 years old and they understand.
Well, I was going to say on that, I was about to say it a few minutes ago. You mentioned a little child we're doing this too. And the first thought is to say, oh, isn't that sweet or isn't that cute? But the reality.
The Swiss Army Divine. That's pretty good. That's funny. So what he said. So the Holy Spirit was, the Holy Spirit has authority equal to a God. I still get confused about this 3 into 1 stuff. Yeah, because it doesn't really make sense at all. But yeah, I don't. It's like the weakest all powerful magic I've ever seen.
Isn't that powerful?
It is powerful because they know what they're doing.
Yeah, their confidence and faith is soaring by the fact that they're a child. They just believe that. They just believe it. So.
One of the severe storms that had hit Texas, and that's where some of my family is. They're there with their children. Fucking
course they are. It's like Florida and Texas. Like you're like from the 2 dumbest places ever. Like,
who are prophets. I've mentioned this. I'm not going to mention names, but they are, and they want anything that is God, and they're young. I mean, they're young.
little kid prophets, little.
And so I heard these words because flooding was starting in Texas and it was really serious. And God said, tell them that I said, if they stomp on the ground and demand and command the water to go down,
you shall not pass. So make sure you got your stick. Okay,
it will go down until it disappears. It was several feet high. They went out in their yard with their parents, of course. They started stomping and jumping up and down on the ground, saying, "We command."
Did you tell kids to go outside during a fucking hurricane because they might have magical powers that can stop it? See, this is where stupid gets dangerous, dude. Like this, it's like the most dangerous fucking stupid. Like to go out. I mean, I'm so glad that it did it, but like you could see them like going out and be like, "Okay, we got to stop the," and just get hit in the face with the branch. Okay, never mind. Oh my gosh, that really hurt my nose. Oh, like when you get hit right in the nose and it's like, oh, your whole face is just fucking. Oh my god. Oh, never mind. We're gonna call it. Maybe that storm's too strong. My magic isn't working. My magic is not good. It's not good.
You in Jesus' name, water, you're gonna go down. Rain go down. Water go down. You are not gonna flood here. We're not gonna have you. You're gonna stop. You're gonna stop. You're gonna stop.
You are not gonna flood here, storm. I'm serious. You better not. You better not flood here. Okay.
You're gonna go down. And they would go out every few minutes.
You're gonna go down.
As they were so excited. They knew what they were doing. They knew they were taking.
No, I don't think they did. I think they're just yelling stuff that you told them to yell, and that actually sounds fun for a kid. Honestly, that
authority over the storm. They knew that the enemy was causing the storm. They're very connected to God Himself, but they couldn't wait to do it. In the morning, there was no water. It was gone, and they had said it would increase. People would have to leave their homes. They didn't leave their home because they knew that God had spoken. And so they did it. We were rejoicing. And then they called other friends and said, you do this in your area, you do that there. And all over they were saying,
jeez Louise, that's so dangerous to be like thinking stuff like this, like that, hey, the magic told you not to leave this is exactly why people die a lot of time, that in poverty, because people don't have any place to go when they need to be getting the hell out of the area. But like, they're just like, oh no, it's cool. I talked to God. He said he's not, he's going to protect it. And then you have like a couple instances where they happen to get fucking lucky. And they're like, see, my magic did it. That's why the water didn't, kill us all. Just because I stomped on the ground and said, you better not, storm, in the name of God Almighty Jesus Christ, don't do it. And see now, and it didn't do it. God magic, it works.
Saying, we don't know what happened. This is what they always say. We don't know what happened or how it happened, but the water has stopped coming. There's no floods.
Wow.
And then the kids,
wow. Very grown up of her. That's right. That's hanging with I bet the kiddos love Cat. They're like, oh, is Aunt Cat coming over? The parents are just like, oh yeah, okay, Aunt Cat, crazy Aunt Cat is what we call her. But yeah, yes, Aunt Cat is coming over. Do we get to karate chop the storm again? No, honey. Like, remember, your brother got hit in the face with the branch the last time you did that. No, we're not doing that. We're not. That's his nose was it was all red for like a day and a half.
All rejoice and thank God. So these are little children.
What's up, dude? Yeah, this is way better than what I was doing. Sorry, I'm late. Oh, it's all right. How you doing? What were you doing? You're working, right? Or watching reality TV or something, right? That's just
young children, like under 10. Okay.
Yeah.
They knew that if they obeyed what God had said, they knew that Jesus Christ
under 10. She's telling kids under 10 to go outside in a storm and stomp their feet and tell the storm that's got to go away and better not bring a storm surge and stuff.
To do it, and he did. And we used it this last time
Jesus.
too. We used it again this last time. But even though I was traveling,
you used it again. The kids. Did you just refer to the kids as an it that you used? That's not good.
That didn't stop me from doing broadcasts. It didn't matter if I was in the hotel room, in the hallway of the hotel. I didn't care what it was. I said, I am. God said, you have to steward this, so you have to give a report.
Yeah.
And I would just stop anywhere and get my little Facebook's got to be fixed for me for my phone. But I'm going to start doing it all the time. And even greater things are coming, Steve. I told you. I think some.
See, you don't get to talk, Steve. Can you just stop? Okay, just Can you just stand there, right, or sit there?
Time ago, maybe 7, 8 years from now, I saw some.
He always looks disappointed too after she interrupts him. Oh man, I just wanted to add something to that what she was saying, but never mind, I guess.
A military people who came and picked me up in a Jeep and.
Yeah. Wow. So you saw it in a visionary, or were you there?
No, I was there.
Was this like a real thing, or is this a dream again? Because it sounds like it could be a dream. It's like, no, this is a lie. This is a lie this time. No, I was actually there in the military vehicles, fighting this with the storm fighters or whatever.
You were there in the future.
He does not show me visions. I don't ever have dreams. I have encounters. That's what.
Oh, okay. Use the wrong nomenclature there. That's the.
Hey, wow.
It was an encounter.
It's not a dream. It's not a vision. I encountered it, dude. Get your fucking words right, okay? Dream. Get the fuck out. That's disrespectful, man.
I remember every aspect of it, what it felt like being in the Jeep. It was some kind of a tropical location.
But even though you were there, God is training you at that. Let's see, in the encounter, He's training you.
I remember that.
So that in your life up to that time when it happens for real, your faith grows and grows and grows. I assume that.
Can you not use words like happens for real? Can you not do that? That's why, it's not a dream. It's real. It's an encounter. So don't use words like, please, come on. All right.
That's a growing thing inside you.
It is growing, but it's also to train others to do it, Steve.
Yeah, I see.
He told me, whatever I show you that you can do, and I show you how to do it, you are to train the body of Christ to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, she's getting serious. She's getting real serious now. So at least she doesn't sound like she's getting angry. That I love. Although she hasn't gotten angry this whole time, which I'm kind of confused as to why. She usually gets mad and then just starts yelling very seriously at Steve. But yeah, I don't know. It's really odd. Wolfo said, I was watching conspiracy theory religious freaks, but I wasn't with all y'all. Oh, okay. So basically the same thing, just not doing it with us. Okay. So it's a sidestep of what I was doing. But I ran out of the what? Oh, I ran out of the J I was smoking and saw you live. Oh, yeah. Well, that's not good timing. You ran out of the J right before. I mean, I guess you already smoked it. Feeling pretty good so far. Is that good? Right. So wake and bake kind of situation there. That's all right. Oh yeah. Carrie said, cheese. Yeah, cheese. I think that's what I said. What? I don't know. Who's growing and where? I don't. Are you asking about what she's? Did she say that? I didn't even hear that part. I have no idea what. It's, please don't ask me to clarify stuff for her because I have no idea.
So I'm not a pastor. I'm not a pastor, and I'm not even a teacher. I know the word, but I'm not a teacher. I am a trainer. I'm a prophet and a trainer.
I've known you just exactly about 10 years because it was.
She's Storm's crazy aunt. That it's like that. Their powers don't work at all. But she thinks they do. She thinks they do. But Storm's just always there around the corner, doing the stuff. And she's like, did it again. Magic worked.
2014, I think it was when I first met you, if I'm remembering that right. And I was nowhere near where I am now. I'm having this conversation with you, 1,000% believing everything you're saying. I just do.
First of all, it's not a percent's work. Okay, it's really annoying. That 1,000, you could just do the 100. Okay, that makes more sense. Second of all, that's so sad, man. What did she do to you, dude? Did you get lobotomized since like from 2014? What the fuck happened to your brain? It's like, I was very skeptical of the pink-haired lady that said she had magical powers and took frequent trips to heaven at first, but now, what can I say? It's very obvious how super true everything you're saying actually is. I mean, come on.
I believe the kids did that. Happening? I believe the water went backwards. I believe you said that, but I wasn't there 10 years ago.
I believe the water went backwards. I believe you said. She's like, water, please go backwards. Oh, look at that. It did. It went backwards. Don't show it with the camera. Don't keep the camera on this side. Okay. I'll keep the camera on me. Okay. Yes, the water, just the storm went backwards.
I'd be going, I wouldn't be saying I don't believe it. I wasn't that cynical or skeptical. I would just say,
Why
I
not?
don't even feel like I
You can just reserve belief. But I feel like just starting with that's not true is probably the most reasonable thing to do here. But
could. I would say to myself, I don't feel like I could get up enough authority or belief that I could even contribute to that. It doesn't feel doable to me. I'm not there now.
how did you know I had a burrito? I'm literally going to eat a burrito as second I get done with this, dude. How did you know? You got cat Kerr powers. That is holy shit, legit. I have a fucking burrito that I'm anyway, homemade too. Made it my fucking self. That's right. And that's the best way to do it. You know, everybody else, it's just when other people do it, it's just a big rice burrito. Like I don't want that much rice. Who puts that much rice in a fucking burrito? It's obnoxious. I have to make it myself. Because anyway, but yeah.
All
Somehow,
things are possible to those that believe, Steve.
yeah, you just keep pushing in.
You have to
all
keep
the
pushing.
time.
You have
Yeah.
to. If you don't do it,
Oh yeah. Oh man,
then
did
you
we
probably-
ever? I meant to like post that. There was the one lady from Candyland, and holy shit, she looks like that's who she was based off of, the Candyland lady. And I can't think of what her name was. Like, wasn't it like Candy Cane? Fuck, what was that? She had the pink hair. She was in Candyland on the box. But yeah, she looks like she was based off of her. Right?
we will never grow in it.
Because I mean, best believe Cat Kerr is older than Candyland. I mean, come on, right?
If you
Yeah.
don't even try to envision yourself doing it, this is what God says. The more you talk about it, the more you will do it. And that's what he says to me.
Yeah. I started also about probably 10 years ago. This was just on my own practicing when the plane.
So after the lobotomy, I totally believe you now. Just after removing any kind of, well, just the entire left side of, left side, the logical side of my brain. I don't know if it's right or left. It changes depending upon if you're looking at them or you're looking out. You know, I have no idea, right brain, left brain. Anyway, but that whole side is removed. Just the creative side is left. That's it. Anything logical, gone. That's gone. Who needed? I never used it anyway, so it doesn't matter. You know.
Plane got turbulent that we'd be riding in,
Yes.
declaring and decreeing and sending, and I got to the point where I could
What was left over from last night? I made 2 of them. I ate one last night, and I was too full to eat the second one. And I was like, you know what? This is going to end up being a breakfast burrito, not like with eggs and stuff like that. Although those are pretty good too. But no, it's just going to be a breakfast burrito due to the time in which I eat it, which is it for breakfast.
I would say, folks, for about 45 minutes, we're going to be in this. And I'd say, no, we're not.
No, we're
And I
not.
would just go at it. And sometimes I could get that taken care of in about 2 minutes.
That's
And then
right.
suddenly, and so I thought, if I'm doing that successfully, then this other stuff has to be real too.
Wow.
It is
know.
real.
Holy shit. Hold on. I got to hear this logic real quick. I got to hear his logicking because this is the most important part of all of this.
Or they clapped and would say, folks,
It's the epistemology of Steve Schultz. Here we go.
when the plane got turbulent that we'd be riding in,
Yes.
declaring and decreeing and sending, and I got to the point where they clapped and would say, folks, for about 45 minutes, we're going to be in this. And I'd say, no, we're not.
No, we're
And I
not.
would just go at it. And sometimes I could get that taken care of in about 2 minutes.
That's
And then
right.
suddenly, and so I thought, if I'm doing that successfully, then this other stuff has to be real too.
My God. Oh my God. First of all, like there's so much wrong with that. So he thinks that as long as it's like, and really it's what is it? What do we call that? The broken clock fallacy or the Texas sharpshooter fallacy or whatever, right? Where like, I mean, the broken clock fallacy is probably the best because like a broken clock is correct twice a day. It's not actually correct. It's not actually working, but it can happen to be the same time as the broken clock is saying. And that's exactly what this is. You know, they said the fucking pilot is not omniscient. Okay. He can't tell if like the exact amount of time that they're going to be in turbulence, right? He can just take like a guess based on what he's looking at from the cockpit. But best fucking believe he's going to try to avoid the turbulence. So he's going to be trying to fly in a way that avoids the turbulence, but he's trying to give you all a worst case scenario because he doesn't want to tell you, hey, there's only going to be 2 minutes of turbulence, and then there's an hour and a half of turbulence, right? He doesn't want to. They always overshoot it so that they're like, oh, phew, okay, that was better than what we thought it was going to be. It's the same thing that fucking doctors do, and that's why everybody always says that it's miracles when they go to the doctor, because like the doctor will give you the worst case scenario because they don't want to give you the best case scenario, and then the worst case scenario happens. That's how they get sued. If they tell you the worst case and then it doesn't happen, then everybody's happy, right? And they usually think it's a fucking miracle, but it's not. It's just the most reasonable way to assess things as far as like getting your expectations right. And so because of that, because he saw that, that he was like, I magicked it, dude. I did the magical thought magic powers, dude. And then that turbulence didn't happen for 45 minutes. In fact, it was just 5. And now it's because of me. I did that. I magicked the fucking turbulence away. All right. Even though there's a pilot trying to do that and trying to make that happen at the same time that he thinks it's funny. It's like, it reminds me of in The Office, there was this, there was like this episode where they had the booze cruise, right? And there's Dwight is like this like weird guy that works at the office or whatever, and the pilot, or not the pilot, the what is it called, the fucking captain was like, here, let's go ahead, we're gonna need you to steer the boat, buddy. And like he let him go out, and he's like, all right, I need you to keep it steady all the way to whatever. And he's like, you're really gonna let him steer the boat? And he's like, oh no, that's just for kids use that, and they think they're steering the boat. It's just for fun, but like that's Steve Schultz here, thinking that his magical powers are like actually keeping the turbulence down. And because of that, he believes this lady, this fucking pink-haired monstrosity, he thinks that's reasonable because of his own like confirmation bias and that's all, thinking that his powers stopped the turbulence. My
It
God.
is real. It is.
Pathetic.
The disciples.
Hey, Logan,
one of them
where
stepped
you
out of
been,
the boat.
bud? How you doing, man? So pretty sure pilots flying away to avoid turbulence. Exactly. Yeah. That's, again, it's like it's trying to make it happen, right? It's a self-fulfilling fucking prophecy, man. It's funny how that works. Literally a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's just, I prophesy that there will not be turbulence, and then you got the person in the cockpit trying to accomplish that for you, and then he's like, my magic, man, I did it. Cat must be right. My goodness. All right, y'all. Well, this was fun. I hadn't had a chance to hang out with Kat in a while. And I bet you money this is going to be gone tomorrow. I had to get this quick because they keep pulling these down like immediately. It's funny. Somebody keeps trying to put them up, and somebody really hates Kat or Steve Schultz, one of the two. But like this gets pulled down almost immediately. There's been several times where I've set up an entire stream and then went to click the video, and it was like, this video no longer exists. I'm like, oh shit, because somebody just keeps pulling them down. Probably because of all this bullshit. Probably because of all the conspiracy stuff, the election bullshit in it, and lies and all that type of stuff. So yeah, a lot to get you kicked off of YouTube. So that's why they made their home Rumble, it seems, where nobody gives a shit about anything, and Nazis can just Nazi on that site, man. But all right, y'all. And if you want to have fun with y'all, I have no. That was the word. I have no idea. I didn't want to make it with Nazis. Like, that's not. I don't know. I just was like, oh, I have to do an ad, but the last thing I said was Nazis. It just didn't work. Anyway, go to adamandeve.com if you want to have some fun with sex toys, right? And you have all the fun that you want. And with all of the orifices or orifices. Go to adamandeve.com, enter code word Brentley at checkout to get 50% off almost any one item, 6 free movies, 3 free gifts, and free shipping on the whole order. Go to adamandeve.com and enter that code word Brentley. That's BRENTLY at checkout and get your exclusive offer. Okay, that's adamandeve.com is America's #1 sex toy dispensary. Save yourself a trip to the store, because adamandeve.com has discreet packaging It does not say that there are sex toys inside of this box. It does not say that in big bold letters on the box. That would be crazy. And so that's why they don't do that. So go to adamandeve.com, enter that code word Brentley at checkout, BRENTLY, and get yourself an exclusive offer. Get your butt some stuff. All right. And if you want to support the show, you can support us by supporting our sponsor, adamandeve.com, or you can do some other shit. You can become a patron. You can do, you get that join button. You get some extra content and shit like that. You can do a Cash App. I'd really appreciate anything like that. Just, anything helps. And you can email me if you have any suggestions or anything like that. My email is punkapostate@gmail.com. If you want to follow the Discord, we can hang out in Discord. It's always fun. And I hang out in there every so often. And if you want to follow me on all the socials, I'm gonna have all the links below. Sometimes it takes a minute, so give me a little bit of time, but I will get all those links in there. So thank you all so much for hanging out. This is a lot of fun. But hey, the main thing though is to stay logical, loving, skeptical, and compassionate. And we will see you next time.